the Rakdos Midrange list. Is that everything? Yeah, some interesting lists. I think these the Rakdos and the Grill Midrange deck are certainly the most interesting. I'll go through an event with the Rakdos deck just for you guys' benefit and show you what that deck's all about, and probably make some mistakes with Rick's Money Reveler again. This card is a very challenging card. The fact that the end of the battlefield trigger is you cannot not do it. You always, if you want to play this as like a 2/2 on turn 2, you're gonna have to discard one of your cards and get a random one in replacement. So it can be a little tricky to play on curve as a result, because like a lot of times you'll want your third land that you have in your hand, and a lot of times you'll want your like second Siege Gang commander potentially, but it can be tricky. Yeah, let's go ahead and jam with this list. Go ahead and play a traditional constructed event. I'll go ahead and update my title. Indeed I am. I'm going to call you Sack. Sackmide. Or Hick. I call you Hick too. Indeed I am. I'm going to try out the Rakdos Midrange deck from Jody Keith. I'd say the trickiest... This deck's got some tricky cards. It's got Rick's Mighty Reveler and it's got Treasure Map. Those two cards, I haven't had a lot of... I've actually played with Rick's Mighty Reveler in a different kind of deck that was a lot easier. You just discarded every land you ever saw. This one's a little trickier because it does have Rakdos... sorry, it does have Siege Gang Commander and stuff like that. This hand seems quite decent. Yeah, Treasure Map is the other card that I would consider tricky in this deck that I myself haven't played a lot with. Hoping to use Carnival Carnage as the Carnage mode. I think we'll just go ahead and play our Blood Crypt tapped here rather than hold up Carnival. He is... Naya colors, 3-color something. Path of Metal? Whoa, this is some interesting brew here. I drafted this card once in Ixalan, but basically it'll deal 1 damage to each creature that doesn't have First Strike, Double Strike, Vigilance, or Haste, so it has the effect of like killing all your X1s. And then if my opponent attacks with at least 2 creatures that have First Strike, Double Strike, Vigilance, and or Haste, you'll flip it into this card, which is pretty powerful. That can basically, for 3 mana, it can deal 2 damage to me, just repeat it once per turn, or for 4 mana, it can choose a creature at random that attacked him and destroy that creature. So, yeah, we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for any of his creatures with Haste, Vigilance, First Strike, or Double Strike. I'm gonna just play the Dragon Skull Summit rather than run out the Direfleet Daredevil. Don't want to lose out on the potential value of using one of my opponent's spells against him. Alright. It's not looking like Shock's gonna be very good. So what I'm gonna try here is just cycling this Shock with Rick's Mighty Reveler. I don't want to discard land at this point because I've got Rekindling Phoenix. And at some point, I might draw a Siege Gang Commander and need a 5th land. Tristani. I'll go ahead and just Lava Coil him, I think. Well, we could just play a Phoenix. I think we'll use our mana efficiently here and just play a Phoenix. I'm somewhat invested in... Oh, wait, is that going to flip? No, First Strike, Double Strike, Vigilance, or Haste. Lifelink is not one of the options. I'd like to Carnage my opponent probably next turn here. If my opponent has another Path of Battle, he'll be able to... Oh, hello. Well, my opponent's got a lot of stuff here. I wanted to Carnage my opponent, but not killing Tristani could be an issue for me, because I'll have one good block. Yeah, I don't think I can avoid that. So I think I'll go for Lava Coil on Tristani. Unblock 2. I could use a Chain Whirler here. I'm assuming another March of the Multitudes is coming. Or maybe not. Land on the side. Let's go for no attacks. Ugh, Rakdos Guild Gate. I can cast a Direfleet Daredevil and flashback March of the Multitudes and kind of cast it. I think we'll go for the Guild Gate and a Karn Sign of Urza here.
I am a good choice.
Eldest Reborn, not at his best. Might just give it to me. No, he's gonna give me the Rixmati Reveler. If he rips another Tristani, what on earth is this thing? Cast your... Well, that's not getting flipped. But it's basically another sort of experimental frenzy-like effect. We need to kill my opponent, it would seem. I've got Eldest Reborn underneath here. Not very great, especially since the only creature of substance my opponent has played is now exiled. So we'll just plus again.
Are you certain of your decision?
There's a treasure map. I wonder if it'll give me that. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I have to kill my opponent here. We'll just play all the Phoenixes. It was... I can't tell what was exiled. I think it was a Guild Mage's form, so he cannot cast it. Is he going to attack Karn with a lot of guys? This is a very interesting deck. Give it up to my opponent for playing a bunch of cards I've never played against in Standard. I think I'll just get yet another Rekindling Phoenix and probably play a Rixmati Reveler here.
Decisive action is needed.
Play a Reveler, possibly discard one of these Direfleet Daredevils that's not doing much. Now another land. Here comes an attack against me. Is he planning to play another Path of Metal? No. Oh, there's the Chain Whirler. Okay. Guess my opponent got some value with this guy before Karn died.
You may regret that.
Lots of Eldest Reborns. Those are probably coming out, since the only things I've seen from my opponent are spells that make tokens. This is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, or 17. I could put him to 2. If my opponent has another March of the Multitudes, he can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures. Yeah, that's fine. Play Rixmati Reveler. Again, discard this Blood Crypt. And play a treasure map. There is a Selesnya Locket. Alright. This might be Naya cards I own. Or something like that. I think we're bringing in Fiery Cannonade. I always like bringing this. I basically bring in the status statue against every deck that plays creatures, because just the Mondo combo of Goblin Chain Weather getting Death Touch seems pretty good. We're cutting the Eldest Reborns. It's possible we want some duresses here, but it's hard to say. Opponent played only a single spell that's not particularly good with Direfleet Daredevil, so it's possible that he gets cut. But he did play some non-creature permanents, which are sort of interesting, that duress might be useful against. Let's cut the Direfleet Daredevils, bring in the duresses. Having more answers to Tristani might be necessary. I do have the 4 Lava Coils already, so it's possible we also need this Fight with Fire. I drew the 1 of Karn there. The Shocks didn't seem great. Let's try a Fight with Fire. Let's go with this configuration. Leaving Angrath and the Theater of Horrors and that sort of stuff on the side. And the other benefit of cutting the Direfleet Daredevil is one of my only. Well, he's one of my 1 toughness creatures. There's also the Goblin tokens from Siege Gang, but there's not much I can do about that. So yeah, let's run with this and see what we see. My opponent got pretty unlucky with Vance's Blasting Cannons, but that card could beat me if it resolved and did some things. I think we can keep this hand. So it seems like he's... there's a stop in my draw step. Possibly from the end of last game. Because I was going to scry with the treasure map in my draw step. Don't think I need to hold up Carnival, so I'll just put the tap land here. Goal here will be to basically resolve this Karn and control the board. There's a Cinder Vines. Yeah, that'll deal some damage to me. I could probably Rixmati Reveler away this mountain here, so I think I'll do that. He will die to Fire Cannonade, potentially at some point. Oh, look at that. There's the beautiful mana base. Naya colors all set, ready to go. I suppose I did play a treasure map that he wanted to bring Cinderbines in, and I did cast non-creature spells. We'll also hold up Fiery Cannonade here. Mentor of the Meek. That's fine. I think we're just gonna Karn here. Start plussing him up.
I'll make use of that later.
I'm definitely looking to kill Mentor pretty soon here, but I figured, at least what I've seen so far, I've seen March of the Multitudes and Tristani, both of which he could cast this turn, but he wouldn't be able to then deploy mana to draw cards as well, so not too scared. I'll just block the Mentor, particularly since my Rixmati Reveler will die to my Fiery Cannonade anyway. Does he have like a Colossus here? Sure. Alright. Sure assemble. I think I'll just plus again, and we'll Lava Coil the Mentor.
A curious choice.
We have access to 2 Carnages. over a couple turns here. He's picking. He's giving me the carnage. Yeah, I think I'll lead. Well, it's not. I could just carnage. You'll use more of my mana and get 2 cards out of his hand. It'll leave the Mentor of the Meek in play for 1 more turn. Let's try it. I guess I should. Well, I don't know if it matters. Yeah, I'll play the one that he knows about. I'm guessing he's got weird stuff like Assure Assemble and March of the Multitudes and things like that in his hand. Oh, gross. Next turn we'll be able to Carnage and Lava Coil this thing. Hope he doesn't draw too many cards. Well, there's a Solidity blocker. And a flower. Alright. I guess we're not going to worry about carnaging yet. Can attack Karn for 3. We're just going to play our Rekindling Phoenix and Lava Coil this. Enter the Meek. Don't see a reason to get Fight with Fire at this present moment. Might kill my opponent by kicking a Fight with Fire in the late game. Chain Whirler is another nice card to have access to. Lava Coil the Mentor. Take another Pain from Cindervines. Take it. It always has to go to me, right? Yeah, you can't redirect the damage to my Planeswalker at any point. And we'll play a Rekindling Phoenix. Yeah, I'm really getting the sense that this is Naya cards I own from my opponent. So here you'll probably just Carnage these cards again. Ooh, he had Heroic Reinforcements. Okay. I think I will want this Chain Whirler at some point, but probably not now. So I'm just going to plus again. And Duresses are not looking great at this point. I suppose had I gotten Chain Whirler, my opponent's at 12, he would have gone to 11 and taken... Yeah, I could have... You know, I should have gotten Chain Whirler because that would have lethal damage on the board, because my opponent would be at 7 and I would have 7 power creatures. Immortal Sun. So my opponent's gonna... That, yeah, maximum punishment, because now I can't get the Chain Whirler. So we just have to hope that Rekindling Phoenix is lethal next turn. He can Cindervines my treasure map, but I guess I'll play just to get 1 scry going. See if he Cindervines at end of turn. He does. Alright. I don't think I would need a second Fire Cannon. Basically, we're hoping this Rekindling Phoenix kills him, but if it don't, we're gonna... If he draws like an answer to it, we're gonna need another threat. Like Siege Gang Commander would be pretty good here. I could just send 2 goblins to my opponent's face now that he's at 4. Knight of Autumn gained 4 life. Alright. Oh, I was like, why does he have a counter? It's because of Guildmage's Forum. Put you to 4 again. I'll play this Rakdos Guild. Also, unfortunately, our Fight with Fire is hidden under Karn. Don't really have a way to kill this Immortal Sun. Dramatic Lantern does nothing. Radiant Destiny does nothing. Okay. This is definitely Naya cards I own. Take it for 4. Right. Phew. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back with some more Naya Midrange, the winning deck from GP Memphis. We'll go ahead and display it. Actually, the other thing I should look at is the top 8 from GP Strasbourg. We'll do that after the break, I think. But we'll be right back. Let's resume playing our Rakdos Constructed on Magic Arena. We're 1-0 against a Naya Cards I own deck, so can't really count that as a win, honestly. You'll see my total games won up here 6 and 7 because he was tracking my challenges, and my opponent's, my friend's deck that he was practicing for the Mythic Pro Tour, Mythic Tabletop Championship in Cleveland this weekend. It has a pretty good matchup against this deck, which is good news for him because presumably there'll be a couple more copies of the deck that just won the Grand Prix popping up at that Pro Tour. We're on the draw. Hard to say no to this hand. Could use a couple lands, but looks like we'll have the answer to this Llanowar Elves. I think I'll go for Shock on it rather than the Carnival, just because the opportunity to carnage my opponent is so spicy. There's a Walker Dog. I think we'll just Lava Coil the Walker. What I don't want my opponent to do is play like a Jade Light and get a bunch of lands, because I want to use this Carnage at some point. Oh, there's a land. I think we'll just go for Chain Whirler here. I'd like to get the last 2 cards from my opponent's hand, because presumably they're good cards. But here I'm just gonna go for Karn. Plus it up.
I have faced worse. How convenient. An excellent choice.
I don't know if I should be attacking with this Chain Whirler here. It leaves Karn open to attacks. Opponent held up 4 mana and passed the turn. Presumably means he doesn't have a lot going on. I think I can just attack here. My opponent... Oh... Chain Whirler has first strike. So... Alright, well that worked out fine. More Llanowar Elf. What do we got under here? I got a Rixmati Reveler. Guess I'll plus again.
You may regret that choice.
I think here I'm just going to Carnage. I have to shock myself. Why is my opponent casting nothing? He's chumping with Llanowar Elf. Well, now I'm a little less worried about carnaging this turn, I guess. I'm obsessed with getting the last 2 cards with my discard effect here. It keeps drawing lands, and now there's a Hydroid Crisis on top. So I've got a Chain Whirler and a Rixmati Reveler underneath Karn. I think we'll attack here. Is he gonna chump again? Alright, well it looks like we have the answer to the Hydroid Crisis and Eldest Reborn. I guess Carnage isn't getting any better, so I'm just gonna use it now. See what my opponent's got going on over here. Nightveil Predator and Vraska's Contempt. He just hasn't had the time to play a double black card all this time. Weird, dude. I'm just gonna play Mountain and Rixmati Reveler. Discard this Blood Crypt. And I guess I'll get a Chain Whirler. Let's see. I'm gonna play Eldest Reborn next turn. And we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My opponent's gonna gain 2 life, go to 12. I'll just keep plussing. I should have done the plussing. Oh, there's a That was good enough for my opponent. I could have done the plus before I committed all my mana to the Reveler. But there you go. So, Shock not great here. 5 with Fire is good. Angrath is decent. I like the status statue again. Starfleet Daredevil is typically decent. Rick's Mighty Reveler, sure. Left Coil, sure. Don't think I need Duress. I think I like Angrath because I can take a Hydroid Crisis, hit him with it, and then sacrifice it no matter how many X's have been devoted into that. Question is whether I bring in Theater of Horrors. Don't think we have to do that. I think I'm going to cut... Well, I'm on the draw. I could cut like a land. I could get greedy, do that. We've got 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21. We have 25 lands? Yeah, we could probably cut a land on the draw. Let's cut one of the tap lands. Cut the Rakdos Guildgate. Probably did a whole lot of nothing that game. Obviously, we have to mulligan now. But the good news is, none of our sideboard cards are here, so it's not like that land we replaced is one of these cards. Mulligan the one-lander. Yeah, we'll keep this. Yeah, I'll accept a land. Basically just gonna go turn 2 treasure map here. If my opponent has a big Wild Growth Walker, or just a Wild Growth Walker here, and then he plays a Jadelight Ranger next turn and starts running away with things, then we could have a hard time. I think I'll play a treasure map here, and we'll use it on our upkeep. We're looking for Lava Coil, or Fight with Fire. It doesn't have a Branch Walker here. It doesn't have a Jadelight Ranger either. That's good news. I like this card generally, but I think the more present threat is important to worry about. Alright, we're just going to play... Let's go to my main phase. Let's play Rick's Mighty, discarding one of these mountains. Okay, if my opponent uses Cast Down or anything like that, we can Starfleet Daredevil it. My opponent's on mono green over there. Just gonna play Karn and Plus. Brought in Disdainful Stroke. Oh, that's a bummer. More Wild Growth Walkers. Tap land. I wanted to Siege Gang this turn, but now there's a tap land. Let's just play your Cinder Barons and do another Scry on my opponent's... Oops, do not attack. Cancel attacks. Okay, here comes the Branch Walker action. Basic Island. I didn't think a lot of Sultai decks even played a Basic Island. Opponent could be holding up another piece of counter magic, like Disdainful Stroke or something like that. There's an Angrath. I think I want that. I can take a Wild Growth Walker, hit him with it, and then sacrifice it. But let's start with a Siege Gang. What I could do is first treasure map just to flip the map, but then I'd have to... Yeah, I think maybe doing that is fine. I'll have to use one of the treasures to play the Siege Gang, and then in an absolute pinch we can use another one, or another couple rather, to throw a goblin at one of his creatures. We're hoping to not do that. He didn't have a disable stroke, that's good. Worst case scenario for me is my opponent hostage takering my Siege Gang commander. But he needs black mana for that. I don't particularly want to sacrifice these 2 treasures to use a goblin this turn, so I'm going to try to avoid doing that. No attacks at all, that's good news for me. I think this turn I'm just going to kill both Wild Growth Walkers. Do I have exactly enough mana for that? Again, if I use my treasures, I do, or a treasure. Guess I can wait till next turn, or wait till my opponent's turn. There's a Vivian, eh?
Beasts are much more reliable than humans. I've seen things that would break someone like you.
Vivian changes the calculus a little bit. I could kill Branch Walker and 1 Wild Growth Walker, and then play Angrath, take the other Wild Growth Walker, and hit Vivian with Siege Gang, Rick's Mighty Reveler, and that guy, and then, yeah, I think that works perfectly. Sack Mindhick says, do you know what happens when you cast a card with an X in its cost with a Tali Primal Storm? I think X is 0 in that instance, which is unfortunate. Sacrifice Goblin. Unfortunately, I let it tap my Treasure Cove. I could have used Cove to eat a treasure here. I guess I'll do it now. Let's see, unless I have enough mana to play a second Siege Gang here. I do. Take your Wild Growth Walker.
Your crew for my freedom.
Kill Vivian.
I'll be back, just like before.
I'll draw my card now. Another treasure map? Perfect. So Hydrate Crisis of X equals 4 could be a bit of an issue. Oh, Carnage Tyrant's a bit of an issue. Well, if I draw the status,
No fire, no steel.
goes with Chain Whirler, it could have some action. There goes a cast down. Actually, I wonder if I can respond to this. Yeah, I'm gonna do this with the card draw on the stack. I'm going to scry. Left Coil. Doesn't really help me answer a Carnage Tyrant right now. More Chain Whirlers. I could play 2 Chain Whirlers, just have the ability to first strike down a Carnage Tyrant. Don't have much better to do. If my opponent has like a Finality, he gets me here. And I'll look up the Itali Primal Storm Gatherer. Sometimes cards like this have rule reminder text. Yeah, if an exiled card has X in its mana cost, you must choose 0. Yeah. He's playing a Wild Growth. All right, looks like the double strikers is working. Should have scryed my upkeep there. That was a mistake.
No fire, no steel.
There goes a Chupacabra. Okay, it doesn't have double black. So I have the option now to like Direfleet, Daredevil, and then cast down this Wild Growth Walker. Or just play another Siege Gang. I don't think Wild Growth Walker is as threatening as a giant Hydroid Crisis would be. So I think I'm just going to play my mountain and say go. Okay, he's killing one of the guys. I still have enough creatures in play to block a Carnage Tyrant. We no longer can first strike it down for free. Another spot removal spell gets me here. The fact that my opponent's attacking with Wild Growth Walker makes me think he has another spot removal spell. Okay, he's not. Ooh. Wild Growth's going to my face. Yeah, we're gonna try and kill the Carnage Tyrant. If he uses a spot removal spell on any of my creatures, then stop it. Why do they move the blockers around? I should just start blocking from right to left, I guess. Yeah, if he kills any of these creatures, then they'll all die. And won't kill Carnage Tyrant. Looks like Chain Whirler is in fact... First strike is happening. That's a good sign. Alright, we did it. Killed the Carnage Tyrant. Oh, wait, all my creatures are dead? It's worth... Oh, no. Just another one. We can... Carnival Carnage less cards in his hand. Do that. It was Negate and Vraska's Contempt. We can kill Wild Growth Walker with Angrath here because it seems to me like Angrath ain't gonna live through the turn. So I guess we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll follow up with a Siege Gang Commander.
Your crew for my freedom. A fair price.
And then we have some cards available to us and the Siege King that have just resolved. And hopefully that's good enough. This is not enough power to block a Carnage Tyrant. But this represents a lot of damage. Like, my opponent just attacks me, I can hit him back for 5 plus 8 for 13 damage. But again, I'm on a 2-turn clock to Carnage Tyrant. Hostage Taker, my Siege Gang. Well, that's not going to work out very well. Oh, he's taking my thing. That's better. That's pretty good. Well, don't need the draw step thing anymore. I think what I'm going to do here is Vraska's Contempt, the Hostage Taker, getting myself 2 life. hit my opponent for 5. Oh, and I can't cast. I was thinking about also casting the Chain Whirler. It doesn't matter, can't cast him, because I tapped the way I did. Didn't tap the... So it tapped the Treasure Cove when I had treasures, and didn't tap it when I didn't have it. The auto tapper's getting me good here. He's going to continue attacking. Put it 2. So, is my opponent dead? Let's find out. Looks like he's dead. Interesting game. He had a lot of Carnage Tyrants. That, oof. Hostage taking my treasure map there was brutal. Ah, looks like our random ICR upgraded to a rare. Vona's Hunger. Alright, maybe that'll see play at some point again if having an instant speed sacrifice effect is useful. Well, we can just go ahead and crack our booster. Oh, it's completed our vault, and it's a mythic rare, I think. Yeah, because if it was gems, if it was a rare, it would be gems, and it would immediately flip because we have every rare in Ravnica Allegiance because we drafted 44 times, opened 202 booster packs, and ended up with every rare. So this must be a mythic rare, and it is. Oh, or a rare wild card, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty good too. I've been burning through my wild cards pretty fast. I'm down to 9 rare wild cards now because I've been building all these interesting standard decks. But that's not for long. Now that my vault is at 100.1%, let's go ahead and open that. There, I got 2 more rare wild cards. Boom, I'm back up to 11. Let's resume playing here. Keep jamming. How's everyone's weekend? Do you have today off if you're in the US? We've already talked to the Germans. They are hard at work, as per usual. Industrious Germans. Always churning out high-tech technology and fine engineered manufactured goods. Eventually I'm going to find the right tab that I'm looking for. Maybe I closed the tab. No, there it is. I'm selling something on the equivalent of Craigslist today for the whopping $20, and the person hasn't said when they're planning to show up, so I have to keep an eye out. Monitor that situation. Hopefully I'm not murdered. If I am murdered, I'll have witnesses. All my viewers will be able to report things. Hey, Gahulash. I think it's President's Day in the U.S. I think. I don't know. But like there's almost no stat holidays in the United States. So maybe no one actually gets that day off. Maybe there's just mattress sales that denigrate the name of George Washington by putting some poor actor in a George Washington costume and talking about their mattress discounts. Or maybe there's people with days off. I don't know. We're going to go ahead and keep this hand. We have a 2-drop that we can play regardless. Maybe Eldest Reborn will be bad. We can just discard it. Maybe it won't be, and we'll crush our opponent with it. Oh. I see mountains. If I don't draw a land, I probably will discard the Eldest Reborn to the Direfleet Daredevil. If my opponent's on mono red, this is a little slow and not too effectual against mono red, but... Oh, never mind, he's Zizix. Never mind, keeping this. Best card ever. The swings. Here I don't have to make that tough decision. I'll just play the treasure map instead of the Rixmati Reveler. Maybe he'll get spell pierced. Sack Midhick says, I want to play best of 3 for the first time, but you don't know how. Do you know how? So I certainly do, and that's what we're playing in this mode. So in order to actually enter a best of 3 queue, to even see them, you're going to have to hit the little toggle on the home screen that says Advanced Play Modes. I can't really show you because I'm in this game right now, but you have to hit that toggle, and then once you've done that, you then hit the play button in the bottom right-hand corner, and then the blade, as it's called in software engineering terms, will slide out, and then you can choose any of the events. So there's a few ways you can do that. You can play it you can play it unranked play, traditional play, constructed. You can play ranked standard. You can play an event, which is what I'm doing here, or you can play a draft. That's how you can play best of 3 on Magic Arena. And then, if you play any of the constructed forms, you should probably bring some semblance of a sideboard along with you. But yeah. So here I think we might... Oh, he quenched me. I didn't even pay attention. I thought he spell pierced me. We're going to scry in my opponent's end step. We're not going to scry again, because I think we're going to go for a Direfleet Daredevil and an opt. If we don't draw land... So I think you should start, if it's your very first time playing best of 3, you should probably just go with traditional, I think it's just called traditional play, but basically it'd be unranked, no entry fee, best of 3, just to get a handle on it.
You will watch me.
So yeah, we're looking for a land basically with this treasure map. Yeah, I'll take the Blood Crypt. So now that I've done that, I can just jam a Rekindling Phoenix here rather than play Direfleet Daredevil or any of this other mishigosh. Hey, Gahulash, thank you for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the stream so far. Hopefully, I hope I haven't. I did not win Grand Prix Memphis, but I am playing the deck that won the tournament. Hopefully, I didn't clickbait you into misleading you. It looks like he's gone for 2 removal spells on my Phoenix here. Yeah, that's okay. That was maybe a situation where I wanted to scry, but I'll go ahead and just play a Chain Whirler here. If my opponent... Well, we'll see. If my opponent plays a Drake of some kind... It's a Pteramander. I think I'll just go for a shock on the Pteramander. And we'll save Eldest Reborn for some of his bigger things. I think I'll scry in my upkeep. I'm not very good at using treasure map. I'm not gonna lie to you folks. I'll go ahead and keep the Siege King on top. Don't think I need a Direfleet Daredevil and opt. But do I? My opponent's playing an interesting deck. He's got Lightning Strikes. I think a lot of these Drake decks have Leva Coils as their main deck removal instead, which is kind of worse for me and my friend the Direfleet Daredevil. I think I'm just going to Direfleet Daredevil and opt here. Let's increase our offense. And get an opt down, so maybe I can get my 5th land. I think I'll bottom that guy. This is a Lava Coil. Okay, I'll accept the Lava Coil. Unless my opponent goes... Okay. It's going Crackling Drake. So what I could do here... Alright. What I could do here is scry my upkeep, flip this thing, and then Eldest Reborn. I think I'm just going to Lava Coil now that this has happened. Just going to do this now before I make any more mistakes with this thing. I like Carnival Carnage. Hit him for 5. When to use your treasure map is... Yeah, it's tough. So, Siege King Commander, should he resolve, which he probably will unless I get quenched, he represents a lot of damage. There's a shock. Oh, yeah, now there's the stop. So yeah, the stop, I think what happened is my opponent had pass priority in his turn, and basically the game cycled all the way till I had priority already, even though the animations hadn't completed. And then before I had made my stop. Gahulash says, I've been having fun playing this deck earlier today, so you thought you should check out someone else playing it too. Well, thank you for joining me today. Gahulash, glad you've been enjoying playing Arena and playing this deck. I think we'll just draw, because what else do we have to do here? What would your general heuristics for playing or using a treasure map be? I've been having a heck of a time using it appropriately. I think I'm just going to attack my opponent for 3 here and then carnage my opponent. And we'll pay for a quench if necessary. No, I want... Oh, we're in combat still, that's why. First strike always throws me off. We'll carnage him. And of course, tap the bloody treasure map. I wanted to use a treasure this turn. So he might as well pierce me, because that denies me a card. And the pierce, well, maybe not. He could have held onto the pierce and discarded. Yeah, he should have just held onto the pierce. He should have discarded the pierce and held onto the Crackling Drake rather, and been able to resolve a Crackling Drake next turn. Alright, that was relatively easy. I don't like the shocks. They do kill Terramander, but that's it. I want to have everything be able to kill an Enigma Drake / Crackling Drake. We'll bring in the Fight with Fire. That can accomplish that mission. I think we might want some Duresses here. Because we've got these 5 plus 2 Eldest Reborns to kill Crackling Drake. We do have Carnivals to pick off Terramanders. Also, Goblin Chain Whirler is pretty good against them. Starfleet Daredevil works pretty good if my opponent brings in the Lava Coils against me. Or if he has the main, he just didn't show them. I get to add 1 card without cutting anything, but if I want to go further, I will have to cut things. There's always the potential to bring it in the status to combine with the Chain Whirler to kill everything. Yeah, I'll bring that in. Guhulash says, the treasure map is a tough call at times, especially against aggro decks. You don't have a lot of free mana to use them. Yeah. And it's also just a mid-range deck with a relatively high curve at times. These Siege Gang Commanders and Eldest Reborns got some decent 5-drops. It's tricky. I'll eventually get used to treasure map, but I'm not super used to it right now. Am I bringing in these Duresses? I probably have to cut something like Rixmati Reveler, which makes my deck much worse because it is a 25-land red deck that can be prone to flooding, and having something that can cycle away lands to hopefully draw spells is nice. I think I'm just gonna... I could cut the chain... I'm running out of time here. I'm just gonna submit, and we'll reevaluate for next game if I lose this next one. It's possible that the Chain Whirlers just aren't good enough. We could cut those in addition to the status, and then bring in some other action. Well, Eldest Reborn is one of the better cards here, and the Chain Whirler can pick off a Terramander that would otherwise prevent Eldest Reborn from doing its dirty business, so I guess I'll go ahead and keep this. Opponent is holding up. He's either going to play a Terramander here, or he just wants to hold up a shock for no reason, or he wants to opt, I guess, end of turn. It's probably the opt. We drew a black mana immediately, so we're ready to rock. Best case scenario is my opponent plays a Crackling Drake with a blue open, hoping to dive down, and then I Eldest Reborn is his guy when I get to 5 mana. Gonna try and live at the dream. Well, more Phoenix is great. Phoenix is one of the better blockers for against the Drake deck. Presume he did see his Phoenix in game 1, so he probably brought in Lava Coils, which does make my Direfleet Daredevil a little bit better. Alright. Going to the dome. I'll be pretty hesitant to play this Chain Whirler into 3 mana unless I draw another one or an answer to a Terramander. But now I do have an answer to a Terramander if that comes to it, so I'm just going to jam Chain Whirler here. Possibly get quenched. I thought when I stopped playing Ravnica Allegiance drafts, my quench days were over. Okay, it's Essence Scatter. That's fine. Crackling Drake. I think I'll go for Phoenix here and look to block. Again, worst case scenario is my opponent just Lava Coils my Phoenix and it hits me for 4. And then has a counterspell for my Eldest Reborn afterward. It's still possible if he hits like, if he goes like land, Lava Coil, and then Spell Pierce this. Even just playing it like land, Lava Coil, and then Terramander would be bad. I'm definitely blocking. Maybe he'll just go for a dive down to keep his guy alive, and then he'll shock my... No. I'm down for this. I'm assuming my Elemental's dead here. Yeah, that is fine with me. I think we'll just play another Phoenix. Play a Blood Crypt. Again, I'd like to get the last 2 cards, because if you make your opponent discard at any point other than the last 2 cards, then they're prone to keeping some better cards. We can't pay for a Spell Pierce yet, but I think getting an Eldest Reborn ticking along is probably a good idea. So I guess I'm just going to jam on here. Does he have the Pierce? He does. Let's leave my guy back to block. Don't want to trade 4 for 7. I think Niv Mizzet could be an issue, but we do have this fight with fire. There's a Crackling Drake. Still can't pay for a Spell Pierce. I think we can go for Carnage here. Yeah, he'll get to keep his best card. Ugh, one of the cards discarded was a Beacon Bolt. That's pretty good. Am I just dead? Not quite. If he... Oh, yep, now I'm dead. Well, I guess I should have tried to kill one of these drakes instead. That's pretty good. Yeah, Daredevils seemed great. I'm gonna cut the Chain Whirlers and the status. Let's bring in the Duresses. And I could bring in Angrath, or I could just bring in this Shivan Fire, because you can kick it to deal 4 to a Drake. And I could still deal with a Terramander with that. Let's go ahead and do that. If we can resolve an Eldest Reborn, that's kind of... that between that and the treasure maps, I think that's enough, like, attrition-y kind of card advantage that we need post-board. We're not gonna... without my Chain Whirlers, we don't have a tremendously big clock. It's possible the Siege Gangs are what should have gone. Oh. Because it's at minimum 2 goblins to kill something. No, I think Siege Gang's okay. Maybe one of them, though. But Chain Whirler doesn't match up particularly well into a bunch of 4 toughness creatures. That fateful last turn, I suppose I should have just gone for an Eldest Reborn and hope that he didn't have a second Spell Pierce and instead have a dive down. I'll play first. Sounds great. I may have to discard this commander to this Rix Mahdi if I don't draw my 4th land. I'll discard the 2nd Siege Gang to the Rix Mahdi. Don't think I need to Lava Coil Terra Matter in this instant. My opponent has plenty of ways to deal with the Rix Mahdi. I think he even left in Lightning Strike. At some point, at one point he just like Lightning Strike my face. It's my preference to not Lava Coil this Terramander. There's a 2nd Terramander and a dive down. So this now costs 7 mana to flip. There's a treasure map. That was basically the perfect draw. Gives me something useful to do this turn. So if my opponent plays an Enigma Drake, I'll just scry my upkeep and then Lava Coil the Enigma Drake. He didn't. Oh, he's passing without playing another land. That's not good for him. Daredevil is usually pretty good, so I'll keep him. I don't think I want to play Karn into my opponent's 2 mana. I think I'm just going to play, I'm going to up the clock a little bit, play a Daredevil, and target his Discovery. You can try and quench this thing, and I'll just pay. I won't get the benefit of his Discovery. Oh, Essence Scatter. I forgot about Essence Scatter. Yeah, so my opponent's got 3 now, so this costs 5 to use. Yeah, we're still a long ways away. Ugh, Cinder Barrens. I want to land, but not that land. One thing I can consider with this flipping is Karn minus 2ing to make a construct. That'll be instantly a 4/4, but it'll get progressively worse as I start sacrificing those tokens to things. I think I'll activate it now. Carnival actually I'll keep because I can Carnival this stinking Terramander. Attack you. Alright, now I get to Carnival the Terramander. You did. This turn, if my opponent goes land Enigma Drake, then we have issues. But I'm probably, if he does nothing or very little, I'm just going to play a Karn. Subsequent Terramanders are getting scary. Oh, this is the best case because I get to just Lava Coil and play a Karn. I don't get to also... guess I'll lead with the Karn. And maybe my opponent will... give me another treasure map, alright. I'm assuming he won't give me the Lava Coil. He doesn't know about the Lava Coil I already have. Yeah. So we'll shocker cells and lava coil this guy. I think we're gonna start making constructs, because they're gonna be 5/5s. Unless my opponent plays another Drake. Okay. If my opponent plays a Pteramander, his Pteramander can now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, did not. He's basically dead then. We're just gonna make a construct. It's a
Awaken.
and play a siege gang. This is like lethal, because siege gang commander represents 8 damage. Just by throwing goblins plus the additional 5. So this is siege gang by himself is 13 damage into him if he's not countered or blocked in any way. Opponent never drew his 4th land. Oh, there's the 4th land. Slightly late. I have a lava coil in my hand. I have a lava coil under Karn. I have goblins.
I do not feel pain.
Uh-huh. It's dealt 3 to Karn, so I can't, I don't know, make another construct. But Siege Gang Commander is going to kill him. Interesting what happens here if he, yeah, if he shocks Siege Gang. I don't think I spend a treasure to deal 2 to him, unless that's like exactly what I need. So if I do that, that'll reduce the power of the construct down to a 3/3, back to a 4/4. So it'd be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'll just let this resolve. Start by plussing.
How convenient.
Darkfleet Daredevil can get a one of the many lightning strikes if he gives me that. So that's a big deal. This is 4, 5, 6, 7. I can make it 8. I guess I'll play another treasure map. Attack him for a chunk. Go ahead and do the... I guess I'll better use a treasure here. Well, now I don't... I think I'm just going to... could just do nothing. I could just play Rekindling Phoenix. Yeah, I'll just play Rekindling Phoenix. You got it, dude. I think he's just dead on board. Might as well do this. He'll dive it down. Spell Pierce, I'll pay. Not much of a game, because my opponent never drew his 4th land until, like, that turn. Siegebreaker Giant. So the reason I'm playing Constructed Events instead of the Rank Constructed is I managed to grind my way up to Diamond in Rank Constructed. And it took me a long time. My win percentage in constructed ladder or standard ladder, like something like 50, I don't know, 5% or something like that. Not exactly setting the world on fire. And so I evaluated the likelihood of me making the top 8 of the ladder standings in order to get invited to the Mythic Invitational, given that I took my sweet time, even starting to play any ranked, and started from bronze 4 this season because I didn't previously play ranked. So I evaluated like the odds of me getting the top 8 pretty much nil. So no real point in continuing to grind in the ladder for the benefit of one more booster pack, when instead I could just grind these events and make gold and get some ICRs. So that's why I'm playing these events rather than the ladder at this point. the prestige of being in Mythic and some numerical Mythic that's not 1 through 8 was not enough value for me to start playing that. I think there was like, I don't know, an outside chance that had I prepared adequately by grinding the ladder last season so that when the rank reset happened I'd be put down to gold and then grinding it from the word go as soon as they announced the Mythic Invitational, then there's maybe like a 1 in 200 chance that not even that I could have been in the top 8 competitors, but given my slow start I don't think that was going to be possible. And I sort of hated that invitation scheme anyway. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. All the wait, I haven't played this guy before, have I? All the mono red decks are lurking in the best of 3 events all of a sudden. This treasure map might have to get discarded, but maybe not. If my opponent has the main deck Experimental Frenzies, this is my only way to keep up. And maybe it'll allow me to pump out the Siege Gang a little bit earlier than he might otherwise come out. I think I am going to play the Rix Mahdi here, and it's up to what I discard. I think I'll discard the map. I do have 4 maps, so there's a decent likelihood I draw a second one, and it's likely I'll only have time to flip 1 map this game. That could be me rationalizing what was otherwise a bad play, we'll see. So, if my opponent attacks... Okay, he's not... Hey, look at that, there's another map. Opponent's stuck on 2. I think I just leave Rix Mahdi Reveler back rather than trading damage with my opponent. Don't want to give him like easy spectacles. Just gonna play this map and scry him, man, in my opponent's end step rather. Next turn I'll just play the Phoenix. I got a little bit of my opponent end of turn lightning strikes it or wizard's lightning it and then untap. And he's going for a shock into my face in the end step. There's a Chain Whirler. And so he can kill Rix Mahdi Reveler here. It's interesting that he's giving me the choice. I will just block. It's not like my Reveler's doing a whole lot else right now. My turn I have the option of playing Rekindling Phoenix or Levicoiling this Chain Whirler. I think I'm just going to Levicoil. Bottom of this mountain. So I guess I'll just scry again. I'll bottom that land. Yes, hey Forgotten Dog, it is the Rakdos Midrange deck. Okay, we're just gonna Levicoil this Chain Whirler, play a tap Blood Crypt, and go from there. Another Chain Whirler. The fact that it has no black cards in the main deck could mean it's not very Rakdos-y, but it has black cards in the thing. And the Gruul deck, now the Gruul deck certainly has green cards main. So I don't think... I think I just go for a Rekindling Phoenix here. Don't really want shock here. I don't have a lot of ways to kill 3 toughness creatures. I have 4 lava coils and I've used one of them. I do have the Siege Gang Commander, obviously. Bottom the shock, I think. Draw for the turn. It's another treasure map. We're just gonna play the Phoenix, I think. So I could like chump the Chain Whirler, turn it into an elemental, and then my opponent would need another Chain Whirler or a burn spell to kill off the Phoenix, but that doesn't seem great, so I'm just gonna let this thing hit me and put me to 12. If he goes like skewer, light up the stage, then I'm sad. Alright. This is pretty good. I think I definitely need to cast Siege Gang here. I guess I'll tap. Yeah, there's no mono red. Exactly. I guess I'll tap the treasure guy. And I'm gonna Lava Coil the Chain Whirler, I believe. And then we'll still have up. Oh, is he gonna kill Siege Gang in response? I guess that's fine. Instead, I'll just Lava Coil the Chain Whirler here. I don't want to discard, or what? Don't want to lose all my treasures. Hit your 4. So my opponent's got 1 card in hand. If he has another chain, like his 3rd Chain Whirler of the game, then we're in rough shape. Interesting that he made that attack. Yeah, these are best of 3 events. So here I'm just gonna draw a card. Here's an Eldest Reborn. Interesting. Play another treasure map. Play this land. Yeah, there's main deck black card. I guess I'll take the 4, go to 6. I think I'm just casting this Eldest Reborn. I'll let him draw the cards now. Let's do this again. There's a shock. He's awful close to dying. Let's crack this other treasure. Mountain. Bleh. I'm gonna be able to flip this treasure map next turn and draw 2 additional cards. All we need is like a second shock, a Siege Gang Commander, or a Direfleet Daredevil. Now, does he just have 6 points of burn in his hand? Why did that take so long? You wanted me to just play the Eldest Reborn? I don't know about that. Bring in the Duresses. Don't think we need Fiery Cannonade. We do already have the Chain Whirler, and a lot of his creatures aren't any bigger. We'll bring in the Shivan Fire. Mostly we need to kill my opponent. Oh, we can't sit back forever. I don't like Eldest Reborn very much. Siege Gang itself is a little slow as well, and he's got Chain Whirlers, so I think the Siege Gangs are coming out. Carnival Carnage is okay. I think I'll bring in the Legion War Boss to be the Siege Gang replacement. Still have a threat that can kill my opponent. Lickety split. These treasure maps, man. Get them out of here, I think. Maybe the Karn too. I think I'll bring in the 1 status. Get. And we'll bring in this Fight with Fire. And we are the beatdown. Or like, in a sense. Like, technically my opponent's the beatdown, but... So we're gonna kill his creatures, but we need to kill him because we don't have any life gain. We'll eventually just die to my opponent drawing enough removal spells slowly off the top of his deck, so we have to kill him before that happens. We cannot sit back forever on treasure maps and Siege Gang Commanders. We have to attack him. Yeah, I don't like Eldest Reborn. Too much mana. His creatures are too bad. Let's go ahead and jam this. Don't think I need the Fiery Cannonade. And my opponent, like, tricky thing now that I've boarded out my Karn and my treasure maps and stuff, my opponent, if he plays like Experimental Frenzy, could outcard us. I'm only gonna do this hand. Well, we'll keep this. Direfleet Daredevil can act as a removal spell. Bottom that. I guess I'll just play the Dragon Skull Summit. Yeah, we want, if we can, this Legion Warboss to take the game over. Double Light of the Stage. There's a Gelvin Chainwhirler. I guess I'll take a Light of the Stage. So presently he has no answer to a Warboss. So I guess I'll just jam it. We will lose a token to his Chainwhirler. Actually, and all subsequent tokens. There's a second one. Yeah, let's play another one. We'll have one goblin alive afterward, who will be able to block this Fioshino Pyromancer. I take 5 this turn, go to 10. Oh, another Chainwhirler. Alright, now I think we're putting a Warboss in front of the Pyromancer. You got Mountain Pyromancer. I think I'm gonna Rixmati this status statue away. I could use status statue to kill one of these Chainwhirlers by double blocking and then status statuing the second creature. Yeah, maybe we get the shock out of here. Get another shock anyway. So if my opponent has like his own shock, he breaks up this double blocking plan. And shock or lightning strike. Fanatical Firebrand. Does that matter? No, because I'll have 5 toughness. And G2 Live Runner. I think I have to go for a double block on a Chainwhirler here. I'm going to take a lot of damage. I'm hoping that he leaves the G2 Live Runner back. Nope. So I double block, I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go to 5, and then he has... And then I go to 3 with him, and then I'm at a virtual 2 with him. Oof. Is it better to shock this, eat this, take 6, go to 5, and have the Fioshino Pyromancer? End up at the same spot, but at least the Fanatical Firebrand is dead? I could chump one of the Chain Whirlers. He's cast no lightning strikes yet, which is kind of obnoxious. Yeah, I guess I'll do this. Okay, I go to 6. I have a goblin that can block. And I'll have another goblin that will allow me to get Spectacle. He has to attack. Don't get... Actually, wait. Can I Spectacle my opponent's spell? Yeah, probably. Yeah. And I have to play the land first so they can hold up black mana for status statue on my Direfleet Daredevil. We have a fight with fire. Another Chain Whirler is just game over here, almost. Shock him. Well, there goes the status statue plan. I can double block a Chain Whirler and status statue the second creature. Take 5, go to 1. I think I'm dead here. What do you think, Chad? Do you think I'm dead? I think this deck is benefiting. I have to do double blocks to get this thing off because these things are first strikers. Yeah, I'm gonna go to 1. Let him order the blockers, and then I'll... okay, put him first, so we have to status this one. Now I draw my Chain Whirler. A little late. We'll fight with fire. His Chain Whirler. I guess we'll go no attacks this turn to live against a Gitu Lava Runner. Now we'll Chain Whirler and attack with both. And we're at 1 life. And I think the person winning the Grand Prix benefited from the fact that there's not too much mono red in the best of 3 environment. I'm leaving back 1 goblin to again try and beat like 2 Gitu Lava Runners or something. I'm assuming he's just gonna draw the bolt here, yeah. Would have been impressive if I pulled that one out. Yeah, not a good matchup for this Rakdos Midrange deck, I would say. You just way clunkier and have no life gain. And this deck is playing no lightning strike, which is the weirdest part, if you ask me. But he wanted to beat mono blue, I presume. More on the draw. Yeah, we can keep. A gate, huh? Am I good against gates? Probably not. I can like double lava coil a gate Colossus. I think game 1 is like unwinnable because as soon as they land the enchantment, we're doomed. The only spells they have really are like Gates Ablaze, which clearly is never going to be something I want to play. So I think I'm just going to play Darfleet Daredevil here and go for an end step crack of the old treasure map. Or not crack so much as scry. I'm looking for like Phoenix. I don't think. Do I want to upkeep it? Yeah, I guess I will. Yeah. Phoenix are like Carnival Carnage is cute. Ugh, not really what I need though. Drawing my Eldest Reborns would be okay, and drawing my 5th land so I could start playing Siege Gangs is okay. I'm sure I'll just get ablazed. Do I want a Rippler here? Like, how am I beating this deck? It probably involves like Seat Gangering his face a bunch of times and him not playing his Angel or Rams or a Colossus or Gates Blaze. Just don't, if he does nothing and just continues to play Gates, that's how I can win this game 1. Ugh. Levicoil is already irrelevant, so we'll discard that. Well, he's got the Gates and no payoffs yet. If he plays an Angel next turn, it's 12 life. It'll be at 33. I think I'm just gonna go for a Seat Gang and hope he doesn't have a Gates Blaze. If he just has Angel, wave action, he'd go to 29. If he just has like Guild Summit, if he goes like Guild Summit, tap on, oh, Wilderness Reclamation. This is not what I thought it was at all. So he's just gonna start fogging me? Well, presumably he is playing a gate package, because why would you play all the guild gates? He's gonna Nexus of Fate me here. Is he just looking for a Gates Blaze or something? Alright, someone stapled the Gates package and the Wilderness Reclamation package together. Wait, this is 9 mana. I never said there's no Nexus decks in best of 3. We just haven't faced a lot of them. 7, 8. Is this an explosion for like a lot? Oh, you just like read it or whatever? Explosion for a lot on Siege Gang. Drawing 7. Opponent's to move to discard now. I think we hit my opponent for 7. I don't think we can deploy a Siege Gang. I assume my opponent's got Gates Ablaze. Basically, I'm hoping to like this not be threatening enough. Maybe he Gates Ablazes it, maybe he doesn't. Then I play Siege Gang number 2 with the treasure tokens available and get him. Could play this Rick's Mighty Reveler here, discarding the swamp. I don't think I need to do that either. Again, if he plays an Angel, that plan goes out the window. not great for me. Oh yeah, I didn't put my promo duresses in this deck. Whoopsie daisy. Fix that in a minute. There's a guild summit. I can draw a whole heap of cards here. If he wants to. Geez, that's a lot of cards. I'm assuming he's got a Nexus of Fate in this giant stack of cards. More cards. There's a shock. I don't think shock's gonna cut the mustard here. So every land my opponent plays draws him a card. I think we're not gonna get another turn here. My opponent can explosion me for 20 pretty soon as well. I think if he plays a second Wilderness Reclamation, we're pretty dead. Maybe a Giant Hydrate Crisis is in the cards. I don't know. Luckily we have access to a lot of discard effects in our 75. My opponent might just bring in like all the Rams post board if they weren't in the main deck, just to try and like kill us real fast. There's another 4 cards. Ooh. Gundog wonders if anyone's playing Electro Dominance in these decks because it's 2 mana cheaper X effect. I doubt it. Although Electro Dominance is seeing some play in Modern. It's an ability, a way to cast cards with Suspend because they don't have converted mana costs. You can cast them for X equals 0. So things like Living End, you can just play for red at instant speed. And it allows you to play... Oh, I got to untap? I was not expecting that. Well, let's attack, see if he fogs me. No. Alright, I'm gonna play this and have exactly the mana we need to burn him out. I would be surprised if this resolved. Well, apparently it is. How have we won this game? Ability, is there any way to gain life at instant speed? Probably not. Let's start throwing goblins at his face. Oh yeah, you could Angel of Grace me? That would be impressive. I guess I'll... Well, this trigger will have to resolve, so I'll just let that happen, I guess. Suppose if you, maybe you should have cast those Chemist's Insights when my Siege Gang Commander was on the stack, if you have counterspells in your main deck. That's not gonna do anything. I can't believe we won this game. Can't believe it. Alright, get out of here, Shocks. Get out of here, Lava Coils. Come in duresses. Bring in the Angrath. I think if I was a deck like his, I would definitely bring in Rams after board, and possibly the Colossuses as well. But I do have the Eldest Reborn still, I guess, as an answer to those. 5 with Fire can go to the Dome, but there's also like Legion Warboss just to have more threat density. My opponent's spells are not very good. There's Chemister's Insight. I could just exile half of Chemister's Insight even if I can't play it. I think I'll leave Darkfleet in. Plus I'll be duressing him a lot, so maybe I'll be able to target the spells that I want. I think I'll keep the Angrath in. Karn is maybe a little slow. Honestly, Siege Gang's a little slow. It's kind of a miracle I won with that card. I think I'm going to cut the Siege Gangs for Legion War Bosses. We're going to just try and keep him off Guild Summit and all his shenanigans and hope to kill him. I think I like Karn just because I think he'll have Gates of Blades if he didn't already have that in his main. I don't think I need the Theater of Horrors. Oh, what's wrong? I need to put another card in. I'll bring in the Theater, I guess. Almost ran out of time. Growth Spiral plus Plaza of Harmony would have been possible for gaining 3. Yes, if you put one more Plaza, it'd be his 4th Plaza, I think. That would have been very clutch if he threw that out there. Man, this hand's bad. Oof. But it'll soon be a whole new hand with all these Rick's Mighty Replays. So I guess I'll keep. Mostly I just want to draw Duresses in this early point. Definitely going to Rick's Mahdi away a treasure map. Don't think I'll have time for 2 treasure maps. Three treasure maps, eh? Is it Ram time? It'd be a 4-4 already. Guild Summit. See, that's the card I wanted to duress. Get rid of another map. Carnival Carnage is now basically a dead card, so my opponent will be drawing absurd amounts of cards. Oh no. Maximum pressure. And then we're going to get Gates Ablazed, and then we'll concede. No, Wilderness Reclamation. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put you to 10. Put him to 7 by making him discard some cards here. I assume we're just getting Nexus of Fated next turn. Yeah. Yeah. Warboss indeed has Mentor. Tough choice for him to discard. Hydroid Krasis and an Arch. Second Wilderness Reclamation. So, he could do some dirty things here. There's one Nexus. Plus he gets 6 lands on tapping here. Gets to, okay, I think he just spewed 6 mana there, so he didn't rebuy Chemist's Insight. Three of them? Alright. He also discarded his Arch of Araska, and he doesn't have Escanta going. There was another one. Can he explosion me for 20 yet? Let's see, he's got 24 mana. Yeah, he has exactly enough. If he draws that, like, on his next turn. Here's the gate. Draw some more cards. This guy's yet to play a gate payoff aside from the guild summons. I have to assume Gates Blaze is in the deck. Especially with all the white weenie and mono blue kicking around. I've already lost count. Are we still in his... Yeah, okay, now we're in the extra turn. He just discarded a card that could draw him 4 cards, so presumably he's laughing already. Fairy.
If you show hold that thought.
This is that situation where I can't really concede because if my opponent wraps me, oh, that gains more life. He's at 10 now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 power in play. I think we could probably concede to a Nexus. Yeah, I don't think we're getting another turn at this point. And if he kept it in, we know he can kill me with Explosion from here. He has access to plenty of mana. Eldritch Reborn can hit like a giant Krasis or his Teferi, make him discard. I think that's okay. Like these... Ugh. Get these treasure maps out of here. Get back in, Siege Gang. We're gonna punk our opponent out with Siege Gang damage. Double Eldritch Reborn, no duresses. Still no, yeah. Ugh. Keeping it. The upside of this hand is it has a decent clock and Chain Whirler and Rekindling Phoenix. Like, we can't just mulligan until we hit duresses, because if we have a duress and no clock to go with it, my opponent will just like, okay, he'll just keep drawing cards, and then he'll get a Guild Summit or Wilderness Reclamation or whatever it is I would have duressed in the first place. So we need a combination of a clock and hand disruption. This one at least had the clock going for it, so I think it was worth keeping. Here's the Guild Summit. There's a Legion War Boss. Is he better than a Rekindling Phoenix? Probably. On the he attacks for the same amount as Phoenix on the first turn of attacks. And we're just gonna. Are we just gonna play an Eldest Reborn? We should probably just play a Phoenix, I think. So this is lethal in play. If my opponent can it tap for colored mana? How's this card even work? Not yet. There's a Lyra? Well, that's game, I think. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14? Yeah, that's lethal. Wow, this was surprisingly easy. Never got Gates Ablazed once. Oh, our, sweet. One of our uncommon ICRs upgraded to a mythic rare. What is it gonna be? It's a Dovin.
You have been analyzed and found wanting.
Nice. We've been analyzed and found wanting. We're wanting some Prime Secret Vanifires. We got 20 gems instead, because we opened a rare. Let's, play our last round. Where's my Craigslist person? Did they just want my address so they can come murder me? Nothing. With the mole. Opponent's mulling 2. Very nice of them. We'll keep this one. Kind of hope we're up against someone with a lot of little creatures. I think we'll bottom the 3rd shock-like effect. Godless Shrine. That's not great, probably. I think I'm just going to play a mountain here, in case my opponent plays like a Hero Precinct 1 or something I need to shock. What is this deck? Well, I'm betting just playing a treasure map is pretty good here. There's Meow Meow Beans. What is this deck? Gonna get a Chain Whirler out there. Could have like a Kaya's Wrath, so could be a reason to not play the second Chain Whirler necessarily. I think I can play Rixmati, discard the Shock, and I kind of want to draw a land. No land. There's the land. Okay, we're just going to attack again. Maybe I get mortified here? One thing I'm a little worried about is if I play a Phoenix and he like end of turn mortifies my Phoenix, then untap Kaya's Wrath my board, that could be bad. That could be the reason he's not doing anything. Yeah, let's go for it. It could be like Esper Control with mono white and black lands. I think I'm just gonna cast a Carnage here, try and figure out what the hell my opponent's playing. I assume he'll discard blue cards if he has those. Or maybe he'll just concede the game here because this is now lethal. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna assume he's Esper Control and that he just didn't have any blue mana. Because he did literally nothing there. Got lava coils. Sort of worried that if he is Esper Control, I might bring in like Thief's post board. But I can still have a fair... I have flying blockers. And I'm thinking about the shocks. Shocks probably need to come out for like Angrath and Theater of Horrors. If he is Esper Control, I think I'd probably rather have the Legion War Boss than the Goblin Chain Whirlers. Alright, we'll run with this. We have Flyers and 2 Eldest Reborns to deal with a Thief of Sanity plus Angrath minus. Hopefully he doesn't do that to me. Plus my own Direfleet Daredevil on my opponent's like removal spell. Hopefully you were right and that he is... Hopefully we sideboarded appropriately for what my opponent is playing. A lot of guessing work going on here. Yeah, I'll keep this. I might just duress immediately here. Yeah, to maybe set up... Like, if I can take it to search for Azcanta, that's decent. Maybe set up Legion Warboss to be uninhibited. What do you know? He is indeed. So he's got Mortify, Teferi, Karn, and Settle the Wreckage. And he played Gala Shrine, so these lands are entered the battlefield untapped. I think Mortify is just gonna get to kill Legion War Boss. Not much we can do about that. I think I'm gonna take the Karn away from him. Maybe I take the Fairy. I think I'll take the Teferi. Both are good. Teferi's is more threatening. Thought of Ring, probably taking my Rekindling Phoenix. So he's going to have a Mortify for Legion War Boss. Oh, there's Angrath. So I go Legion War Boss, he mortifies it, he untaps, plays land, goes Karn. I untap by Carnival Carnage. That's fine. I could just like not Legion War Boss here. Yeah, maybe that's better. So he doesn't have an opportunity to use his mana, and then if he wants to play Karn, he has to play it, and then it'll get hit by a Goblin, which I'll then have. So maybe that's better. He doesn't have double blue, so don't have to worry about Absorb yet. Now he has double blue. If he doesn't go for Karn and just passes again, then I go for Carnage. He does, okay. So he's gonna Karn.
I will give well chosen.
Guess I'll give him the land, because I want my Angrath to take over. Don't want to get Vraska's Contempted. So now what he could do is just hold up Settle the Wreckage next turn.
Please stop.
Instead of mortifying my guy.
I'll make use of that later.
I'm going for a Wrath, okay. So I'm just gonna play Angrath and start chewing up his hand.
Here be no fire, no steel.
He's got a Vresk. He's just gonna get the Vresk's Content. Yeah, Angrath. You weren't here long, were you?
This will aid us.
What else does he have in here? He's got the Search.
Damn your
I should have
ram a new course free.
I should have waited on that, I think. So here, I think I'll go for a Phoenix. Opponent knows about the Carnival Carnage, so he may try and play around it. I have to play around the Settle the Wreckage. Plus you can Karn here, get an additional card. He's going plussing.
Are you certain of your decision?
Well, don't really want him to have either of these cards, so I guess I'll give him the Thought Erasure. Get Thought Erasure, my Carnival Carnage, or my Treasure Map. And still have up Settle the Wreckage mana. Getting one of my Eldest Reborns would be okay. Duress is okay. Oh no, there's a Chromium to deal with next. Okay, well we'll take the Settle. So that way I can at least attack Karn for 4 this turn. What's happening? Yes, we're attacking.
This will not deter.
I think I will play the Treasure Map and I'll play Rix Monty, drawing a card. Because you discard and then you draw them. And we'll play the Summit so that I can scry end of turn. So no matter what oh, never mind, that's not true. I was gonna say no matter what I could kill Karn this turn.
Choice.
That's not strictly true, give him the island. So, Chromium. Chromium. Oh, he's gonna cast down in Wrath? Alright. Oh, I get to get rid of Chromium at least. I wish this damage could go to Karn. It'd be so good if I could just untap, take his Chromium, kill his Karn with Carnage. Oh, it's even called Carnage. I have to get Chromium out of his hand. Very hard for me to beat that card. Karn could get back Search for his Canto or Absorb at this point.
Nothing is ever truly
I'm
lost.
assuming it's Search? Yeah. Just gotta do my treasure mapping. Direfleet Daredevil would allow me to Vraska's Contempt his Karn. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, yeah, top. Hopefully he doesn't have Absorb for this. Oof. He does. Alright. A siege gang is fine. So now he's going to active as Kanta. Opponent's at 20, by the way. I haven't attacked him a single time. Oh no! Which one do I give him? I guess the fancy one. Double Teferi on the Karn Plus. That is ridiculous.
Trust me, you'll thank no time for a break.
Karn's got a backup Teferi underneath him. So, like, if I play Siege Gang, use up a lot of resources to kill Teferi, if I even could. I think I have to kill Karn? My opponent can Escanta end of turn here. If the Siege Gang doesn't resolve, maybe I pack it in. Opponent's got 2 Planeswalkers out and an Escanta, and he's at 20. Alright. At least that didn't resolve. We're going to sacrifice 2 treasures to take down Karn.
Efforts are futile.
I think I punted this game away by letting Angrath just get eaten by Vraska's Contempt, which was on the board. It was a knowable card because it was underneath a Karn, and so I needed to like slow roll the Angrath until that Vraska's Contempt was taken away. Well, Thought Erasure must have been the only option.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
If he has actual nothing, I can still kill this Teferi with these 2 fellas. They have to be able to deal combat damage, though. Nope. There's no Vraska's Contempts in this deck either. So the Eldest Reborn or bust here. Or that's not entirely true. Another Darkfleet Daredevil can find a Vraska's Contempt to deal with his Teferi. What did he find here? Another Karn. That's annoying. If we can kill this Teferi, that might leave him with no Teferis remaining. Well. Need something good here. That's pretty good. Don't think he's going to have Quench or Spell Pierce in his deck, so we're just going to cast Eldest Reborn, hope it doesn't get absorbed. Please don't get absorbed. Oh, if he like syncopates me, nah, X equals 3, it couldn't have paid for it anyway. Ooh, we're doing it. So that's 3 Teferis down. He could play Karn and immediately -1 and get the Teferi that he put under there for safekeeping earlier. I can just play the Summit, I guess. Leave it in hand. Maybe my opponent will Thought Erasure me. Waste some time and mana on that. If he has Mortify in his deck still, he can kill my Eldest Reborn. There's this thought erasure. If I'm him, I go Karn minus get to Teferi, play Teferi.
What was I advised that you yield?
Yep. It's possible he starts making Karn constructs next turn. We'll see.
Let's ride on schedule.
What else is under Karn? He's got an absorb, which is what I would get back next turn were I him. Yeah, so I think he might have an absorb in hand because he just shocked. So he can hold up 3 mana. Except he didn't untap 2 blue sources. Oh, does he have Mortify for my Eldest Reborn? That's kind of where all my hopes and yeah, that's pretty good. That's where all my hopes were for the future. We're riding on the Eldest Reborn. Well, there's a Direfleet Daredevil. I can Direfleet Vraska's Contempt and Vraska's Contempt to Teferi. I think I shall do that. So he's out of Teferis, I'm pretty sure, unless he's playing the full 4. But this is three taken care of. 1 exiled and 2 in the graveyard. He knows about the summon, so I'll just play it. 24 cards remaining in his deck. He can still just make Karn constructs to kill me. We dealt with Chromium. If he has his own Eldest Reborns, which would be unlikely. Yeah.
The choices we made.
You can have a Haltron. If he has something like Ethereal Absolution, he can kill me with that. I'm sure whatever he has we'll see before too long. How many Karns do we think he has? There's 1 in the graveyard. There's my Karn. See if he resolves. Oh yeah, actually we don't know he has an absorb.
I will fight with honor.
Do I make a Karn construct? I think I do. Guess I'm glad I did that, sort of.
Some solutions.
There's another Vraska's Contempt, so we have another answer to that Karn if we draw another Direfleet Daredevil. My opponent, again, I really thought my opponent was going to -1 get a... Here's the Absorb now. Okay, so first spell of relevance we draw will get countered. Opponent's down to 20 cards. It's soon he's at the point where he can like stack his library. Oh, there's Lyra. Yikes. Lyra is his other win condition. So he has 3 Teferis, some number of Karns, at least 2, and then Chromium. Wonder if he's just gonna counter this. Probably not worth doing. Direfleet Daredevil is really the best card in my deck at this point. If he finds a second Absorb, he can just counter this. Precognitive Perception. Alright, he's going for the Absorb. He's got nothing relevant left underneath Karn. Keep in mind, we went into this game not even quite sure what deck our opponent was on because he played 3 white-black lands in game 1 and then conceded. Taking 5. "13 cards remaining. That's a mountain. Guess we'll just attack Karn. Not much else. I think if he shows me another counterspell with Escanta, he bricked on that Escanta,
If you stop,
but he can set up his library. Don't have a lot of ways to kill this Lyra. His own card. Yeah, there's the Karnstruct.
introduce you to a friend of mine.
His alternate win condition if I somehow kill Lyra. Kill this Karnstruct so I can hit Karn. There's Absorb. Alrighty. I suppose I could have attacked. I was casting down my dude. Yeah, I think I punted this one when I played an Angrath into an onboard answer to it. Oh, he's the full 4 Teferis. Alright, we can get see now. Deck is pretty well set. I don't think I need to change anything. That Mortify and the Eldest Reborn. A beating. I think I have to mull the one-lander, sadly. Ugh. I'm going to keep this because I have a Scry and have the ability to cycle a card. And double Duress is a thing. You can't just have Duress, you do need threats to go with it. I think I'll just start Duressing him. Guess I'll take his Thought Erasure. I think I'll get rid of the Carnival Carnage here. We'll do another Duress just before turn 4 for my opponent to try and hit any Karns that he's drawn. Don't really want to discard any of these cards. I could discard a Duress. Yeah, okay. Now I obviously just draw lands. This next turn, my opponent, well, you would need a black or white land in order to Kaya's Wrath me. He has the Mortify for the Eldest Reborn. It's kind of a bummer. Well, I have multiple Eldest Reborns. If he goes Karn -2, make a construct, I'm in rough shape. And there's a treasure map. Does this get absorbed? No. Get that out of here. Alright, he knows about my Eldest Reborn collection. Let's see what he's got going on. He's got to settle the wreckage and a mortify. I'm just going to destroy the mortify because that's an answer to the Eldest Reborn. I should have to keep putting the stop on my upkeep. Yeah, Reveler's fine. I think I'll hold this Guild Gate in hand so I can discard it to the Reveler. So I don't need this stop anymore. Let's draw a card. Cinderbear. It's got all the tap lands. Let's draw another card. Which would I rather keep? Which one's prettier? I like Rakdos Guildgate. It's badass. Let's get rid of the Cinderbearons. Oh, there's a Rekindling Phoenix. Decent. Don't think I want to expend any treasures, so I'll just wait. My opponent already has an answer to 2 attackers with the Settle the Wreckage. Let's draw a card first things first. Play the Phoenix. I'd be very surprised if he countered this when he already has a Settle the Wreckage in his hand. Just go gate out. The best draw for my opponent would probably be Karn, because it would allow him to play Karn, make a construct, and save it from Eldest Reborn. Ooh, that's pretty good. Well, at least the scries were already on the top. Draw my card. Oh, Direfleet Daredevil. I can cast my opponent's Precognitive Perception. Or his thought. Well, I'd probably go for the Precognitive Perception. Who would kid? Is he going to settle this thing? Yeah, okay, we'll get our land. I think we just go for a Precognitive Perception right now, and we're sure that's going to resolve. Rather than another Rekindling Phoenix or something. I think having 3 cards is better than taking 1 of his with a Thought Erasure. Another Direfleet, Legion War Boss, and this lead. Yeah, I think we can keep that. No Angraths or anything like that. Maybe my Eldest Reborn finally goes? If I'm him, I'd take either Eldest Reborn or second Direfleet Daredevil here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I'm worried about Chromium at some point. He's tanking on this one. Took the Phoenix. He has no Kaya's Wraths or anything. Or sorry, Vraska's Contempt's in his graveyard right now, so Starfleet Daredevil on Thought Erasure is possibly the best thing I could be doing. Oh, it's Teferi.
Keep up the pace. I can no longer stand by and watch.
So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'm gonna go for Starfleet Daredevil, target Thought Erasure him, and then Eldest Reborn him. Yeah, I got mana for all that. There's the Absorb. Go ahead and play the Eldest Reborn. And hit him for 2. Starfleet Daredevil. Pretty swanky guy. Does he have the Mortify? Oh man. That's pretty good. Let's go for a treasure map. Let's go scry right now. Oh, Theater of Horrors on top? Okay. I'm just gonna jam a Legion Boar boss here. Alright. Glad that got absorbed rather than the theater that I'm about to play. Theater of Horrors, with all these lands out, is going to deal a lot of damage to my opponent very quickly. So you got Settle? You cast down? Sure. Damage. Yeah, this theater is going to be ridiculous. And I still have enough mana to also treasure map and activate it twice. Sure. Kindling Phoenix is fine. So we're going to exile this Phoenix, and now we can scry. Oh, a Duress at this point. Duress not super exciting. I'll draw for the turn. Another Daredevil. We can, let's see. Yeah, I have enough mana. Draw a card. There's a Rixmati Reveler. We can draw 3 cards with him at some point. Attack for 2. Play the Phoenix. More Absorbs? Okay. And I don't think I want a Dire Fleet right now. I would Dire Fleet like Vraska's Contempt or something at some later point, but I think I'll pass here and just use Theater of Horrors again. Oh, we got Angrath? Oh, and Carnival Carnage? We're laughing. Let's draw a card. Draw the last card. Basically, I want to Carnage this last card out of my opponent's hand and then cast Angrath, probably. Oh, I'm still in damage. The first strike combat phase always gets me. It was just the land. So we'll play Angrath. We'll make him
You're just no
5,
fire.
and then play this second theater. And this feels pretty good, if you ask me. Nice. We mid-ranged him right out. Got a little lucky that, because I don't think we're very good game 1 against control decks. We got a little lucky that he got screwed and we got the free game 1. There you go. There's another event 1. Let's redeem our prizes. Oh, so it's guaranteed 2 rares and 1 uncommon, at minimum 1 uncommon. The uncommon upgrade to a rare. Spitflame, Conqueror's Galleon, and Helm of the Host. A whole bunch of crap. But rares, more rares the merrier. I'm kind of happy I have a Helm of the Host access now. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and windmill slam the subscribe button above to see more like it in the future. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me streaming Magic Arena every weekday morning at twitch.tv/BlinkyMTG. Hope to see you there.